What is up, everyone? How are you? Welcome to Thursday Night Live. I am Stopher Cavins, as always, psychic medium. Happy to be here with everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you all for being here. Liz Reeves, Doris Scott, as always, Secrets of the Red Moon Tarot. Thank you for being here. Karen, always blessed. What a name. Jay Simone, thank you for being here. Love you all. All right, so here we are again, Thursday night. We're going to have a little discussion before we get started with readings. As always, if you would like a mediumship reading or a psychic reading, please come on the live. I think I remember to put that into the pin it to the comments. If not, I'm going to put it into the comments now. Dun, dun, dun. And that's the best way to get a reading tonight. Otherwise, put it into the comments. I will be starring them, the questions, put them in caps, all the emojis, all that good stuff, so that I can easily identify your questions, and then we'll get into it. Anyway, it's been a good week. I went to as I always say, my husband drags me to these music festivals. I love music, but it is a bit of a younger person's game, I think, but I do my best to keep up. You know, he's 14 years younger than me. And so we went out to where they hold Coachella in Indio, California. It's out in the desert. And there was a 3-day music festival for like these old hard rock, heavy metal bands. So the original lineup was Iron Maiden on Friday night, along with Guns N' Roses. It was supposed to be Ozzy Osbourne on Saturday with AC/DC. Ozzy was replaced with Judas Priest. And then Sunday was Tool and Metallica. So I was able to see Guns N' Roses on Friday night, and then caught a little bit of Judas Priest on Saturday with AC/DC. I skipped Sunday because I would have got back here to the beach by like 4 a.m. Hey, Gina M. Thank you for being here. So anyway, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses was fine, but I feel like what I've been saying is Guns N' Roses doesn't translate. Like old Guns N' Roses doesn't translate. They're a band that I think just young youth and craziness was their thing. So AC/DC, though, absolutely stunning. So amazing. And I heard it was like the first live show they've done in like 7 years or something. So anyway, that was good. And then I came back early on Sunday so that I could, it's a school night. So I still keep the job during the week. All right. So tonight I wanted to discuss, before we get into readings, just real quick, signs, talking about signs. What are some signs we get from spirit? I received some really intense, like really cool signs in the past couple of days. So I wanted to share those with you and hear about signs you've received and how you kind of translate them and think about them. And then also I want to talk about scams. I'm pretty open about my guilty pleasures and the YouTube rabbit holes that I get sucked down, and I do love watching scam baiter YouTubes. So if you want to check out Trilogy Media and then also Pierogi, there's many others, but those are some of the ones I enjoy. But I've had here in the past year, I've had 3 or 4 clients either talk to me about previous times that they've been involved in getting scammed, and then or it's come up in the reading that there's a potential situation where people are being scammed. So just wanted to kind of highlight to people what some scams are. And I'm not just talking about, many of us psychics and intuitives are, our profiles are copied on YouTube. Mainly it's Instagram and TikTok. People will basically copy our profiles and then add our subscribers and befriend them, and then what is it called? Slide into their DMs and offer them readings at some kind of cost, which I don't know any professional psychics or mediums that do that. Anyway, so watch out for those. But desert. Well, I will be back, Harold, man. I'll be back to the desert. I've got plenty of friends there. My husband, he's always out there. Um, so yeah, there's all types of scams. A lot of these that I watch on YouTube are these what is it called? So there'll be like Amazon scams where you'll receive an email and they'll say that something was charged to your account, and then you call them, and of course it's some call center in India where they're saying, "Oh, there's been a charge. We will give you back the money." Basically, what they do is they take control of they have you give them control of your computer virtually or remotely, and then they actually like hack into your HTML and make it look like you've received some kind of refund in your bank account when that's not even true. And then they want you to refund them the money back. So just be if it seems to be too good to be true, or if you're getting calls or emails from Amazon or Google, scam. Just be careful, everybody. Has anybody been scammed like that? I know you guys are more interested in the signs. We'll talk about the signs. Almost got caught on a PayPal scam. Yeah, one time this happened. I think it was last year. It was more of a fraud on my end, and then my parents were scammed. This is really interesting how this happened. I woke up one morning, and my email, I had like 4 or 5, 6 emails, and it was something about PayPal and some kind of charge and money back and forth between me and my mother. So what happened was, because I have used Facebook, I have my credit card attached to the pay feature on Facebook. So somebody hacked into my Facebook. I don't know who it was. And they messaged with my mother, who's like 2,000 miles away. And this was all happening while I was sleeping. They sent a message, and basically what they did was they sent money. They sent like $800 to my mother from the card that was attached through PayPal, through Facebook. And then they messaged my mother and said, "Hey, oh, oops, as me, I meant to send that somewhere else. Whatever, could you send it back to me?" So what it was by the time they sent it back, the people had changed their credit card on file to their own, or debit card, whatever it is. And then the money, when it came back, it went onto theirs. And of course, they pulled their credit card off and then left. So that kind of sucked. So it was like $800, but I got the money back. I disputed it with my bank, with PayPal and Facebook, and I actually got $800 from each of them. So I had to give back $1,600. But anyway, that was kind of scary. So be careful out there. If it seems too good to be true, do your research, ask somebody, search up, the email or the wherever it's coming from, and put in next to it scam and see if it pops up on Google. Anyway, there is a YouTube. Yeah, there really is. Liz Reeves, I watch them. So Trilogy Media is one of my favorite. They actually they'll go to like these money mules and stuff all over the country and see what's going on. And a lot of the people that are accepting money, they don't even know that they're part of the scam. It's wild. All right, so let's talk about signs. So I received a couple cool signs this weekend, and the cool thing is I was actually asking for them. I've talked many times about my auntie Deborah, who is in spirit since 2014. She's a big part of my spiritual journey. She's with me every day. She really participates. She was a tarot card reader when she was here in the physical, and she's only like 4 or 5 years older than me, right? Maybe 5 years, 6 years. So, we were always close. She was much more like a sister growing up, but passed away in 2014. I've always felt connected to her, especially in the past 3 or 4 years since I've been a little more tuned in. So on the 10th was her birthday. So the family, we all, have a text thread, and we were wishing her happy birthday. And kind of, she's been on my mind a little extra. So I was asking for a sign. So that night when I came home, I rarely check my mail because it's usually just junk. So I checked my mail, and there was this letter, and it was in like a handwritten envelope. And it just said I think there was a name on it, or current resident, but it was all handwritten. And it was addressed to my apartment. And so it was this, actually I spilled some water on it, but handwritten letter. And it's a bit religious. Just says, I won't read the whole thing, but dear neighbor, I live in your community. I have some important information, and it kind of goes on about like some kind of Bible education work and God's word and all this, which I don't subscribe specifically to a lot of that, but it's spiritual. It's, I appreciated it. And then it's signed. And I don't believe for a minute that my actual aunt sent this letter to me, but it is signed Sincerely, Deborah. So I thought that was really cool because I had been asking her for a sign, and I think this has been in my mailbox for a few days, but the fact that I opened the mailbox on her birthday, read this, it made me feel good, and it was signed by Deborah. So I thought that was neat. What was the other thing that came? I went into work this morning, and we received Facebook leads for the real estate. I work for a real estate company, and one of the leads, it asks like where they want to buy property. And it said SoCal, which is Southern California, where I live, and Indiana, which is very odd. It's where I'm from. So it said SoCal and Indiana. And then the person filled out their name, and they put their first, middle, and last name. The last name was the same as my mother's. And then their email was askmamacj@gmail.com. Please don't email them. But anyway, that's funny because that's my mother's initials. Her name's Kathy Johnson. So Ask Mama, I thought that was kind of wild. And the fact that the Indiana was also in there. So it just kind of lets me know. And I told my daughter, I shared all this with my daughter, and she was like, well, what's it mean? What's it mean? Right? When we get signs, that's our first question. What's it mean? I don't think it necessarily has to mean anything specific other than, for me, it just makes me happy. It just makes me realize that I'm loved. I'm loved by universe. I'm loved by spirit. I'm here. The things I'm doing, I'm where I'm supposed to be. It's all planned. I feel like all these little signs were, kind of planned, whatever, a long time ago. But anyway, I just think it's cool, and I think it lets us know that we're part of this amazing stew of energies and things that happen, and it doesn't need to be explained. But and then there was also a thing where I looked at my phone last night, and it was 11:11, which is not uncommon. But also, I have now on my home screen, it shows the temperature, and it was 38 degrees Celsius, which is interesting because my favorite number is 11, or I call it my number of destiny, is 1138. So I had on my phone, and I took a screenshot of it, 111138. So it's just been the universe has been talking to me. I'm asking for the signs. I'm asking, to know that I'm in the right direction, and I feel that it's been answered. So I'm just going to read through. What are some of your signs? Yes, that was my auntie's saying. Anyway. Deb D is from Indiana. I'm from Evansville. Where are you from, Deb D? All right. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you guys for being here. There's 47 of you. That's awesome. If you have not subscribed, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. And hit the like button. I got an email from PayPal for request payment for $1,400. Whoa. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, Kathy Persons. I was doing some research on scams, and apparently Taylor Swift, there's some scam. I don't see what they were, but there's some Taylor Swift ticket scams going on as well. So if you are anyone participating in, going to see her, please be careful. I'm just starring some of these questions. All right. Myra, are you there? Says you are not, says your cam or your mic is not connected, so I can't add you to the stream. And if anybody else wants to come on, I think I pinned the comment in the top of the comments, or the link, sorry. All right, let's get started. And once again, if you want, I prefer with Mediumship, please come on to the live stream. I just think it's easier. I think it's more interesting to, see how that works live as it's happening. And it's just a little easier than, kind of going back and forth in the comments. So, all right. Welcome to the stage, Marnie. Hey, Marnie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You had been on before, right?
Yes, I have.
I was going to say, you look familiar.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back. How can I help you
Thank
tonight?
you. I just wondered if there's any messages that are important for me from a guide or loved one.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into it. Do I have permission to connect with you?
Yes.
All right. Beautiful. Give me just a moment to kind of focus in a little bit. I'm going to take this hat off. It's a little warm.
Come here.
Okay. So your team, and I'm not sure who this is. I'm not sure if this is. I do feel like there's some loved ones participating, just because I kind of
Okay.
get this warm and fuzzy feeling.
Right.
But I don't think we're going to go into mediumship. I think we're just going to get you some messages. What they're talking about is they want to take me back about 3 years, and I know that's kind of pandemic starting kind of area here.
Right.
But they're connecting passions and they're connecting finding like your thing. And I feel like what they're showing me is that there was something going on, and I feel like you were kind of getting your thing, or you were developing something that
Mm-hmm.
was quite a connection. And it's kind of like what they showed me is whatever was happening with you in the pandemic beyond just what was happening with the whole world. But I feel like there were some other things, like they're showing me almost like a cause and effect. There was just like a domino thing happening. And it's almost like it kind of knocked you out of that situation, or kind of knocked you off of that passion. So they
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about getting back to it, because it's almost like we've talked about this before. This is something that from your past, if that makes sense. It's almost like something that you thought about, wanted to do as a teenager, and then it's something that kind of came back up, and
Mm-hmm.
opportunities were being presented to you, and then COVID and everything that happened kind of threw us off. So do you understand that?
Maybe. I was
Okay.
kind of looking into like energy healing type things for animals.
Makes a lot of sense, because I was almost getting like, the way I was interpreting it was almost like it felt like nursing to me. It felt like some
Mm.
kind of caring for other, health and wellness, or caring. So that does kind of fall into that same energy.
Right.
So it's like it kind of came back around, and then we got out of it. We didn't pursue it. But I feel like you're in a cycle now where your team is saying, if you want it, now's the time. If this
Mm-hmm.
is something that you want to do, or this is something that you're starting to kind of look more into,
Right.
go for it. And it feels really connected. So I do feel like it's going to bring you so much happiness. You're going to actually be helping,
Mm-hmm.
animals, other people kind of with their animals. So it feels like a good path, and it feels like you're really supported by your family in spirit. Would you understand with this kind of desire or thing that you're thinking of doing with the animal healing? Does it somehow connect to somebody that is in spirit, or were there conversations? It feels inspired, is what I'm saying.
Hmm. I'm not sure, unless it's like to do with animals in spirit, maybe.
It feels to me like it feels
There's,
very promoted, and of course your family wants you to be happy, but it feels
yeah,
like also there's either someone in spirit that's saying, like, perhaps they had like a major love for animals as well. But
right.
anyway, I just want you to know that you have cheerleaders, and you have a
Mhm.
team that's working with you on this. And I think you're going to find opportunities coming up to help you learn or be able to put this into practice.
Yeah, I just feel with work, it's tricky to have the time, right?
I think the
And
time's
my
going to be made. I,
career is
I,
quite
I
a bit different.
yeah, I feel like what they're showing me is that the time and the schedule thing is going to kind of work itself out. And I know that sounds scary, like, oh, is my job changing here? But I feel like what they're showing me is we're gonna provide a path for you. So if you want it, go for it.
Do you see anything around the horses? I think I'm trying to think back to that time, and I was had taken a little bit just like a day course on healing with horses. So that would be more um, people healing with horses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a therapy, like an animal therapy is
Yeah,
what you're doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, specifically with younger people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're showing me, I feel like there's a need for that in your region and area,
Right.
because they're showing me like almost like a hole that needs to be, that can be filled. So once again, if you look, you're going to find that there's opportunities, and it's going to be a little it's like when the universe wants you to do something or they're showing
Right.
you the path, things are easy.
Right.
It's like, oh, I was thinking about this, and then you go look and there it is.
Yeah.
Or I've got this idea and somebody says, oh, we need that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be that kind of thing. So lean into it, have fun with it. And
Awesome.
I believe you'll be shown a path, but you've got people or spirit on your side with it.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. Da, 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 da. They give me this sense real quick before you go. They give me this sense, and I don't know if this is just you physically or if this is more of a mental thing, but they've got you like running. Do you feel like
Yeah.
you're constantly going? And is it more mental?
No, it's both.
Okay. Don't be afraid to slow down a little bit. It's almost like I understand that's your default. That's kind of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like you're burning the candle at both ends a little bit is what they're showing me. So that's only sustainable for so long. And it's almost, it could get to the point where it might even cause some like, illnesses or things like that, to where you just kind of get behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Yeah.
So just be mindful is what they're showing me. But I know that's they're just showing me like that's your natural gear, is to go nonstop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you can just kind of downshift for just a moment, I think you'll be good.
Okay. Thank you
All right,
so
Marnie.
much.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
stopping by. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye. All right. I used to live in northern Indiana, close to Michigan. Yeah, I was all the way at the bottom, the southern part of Indiana. It's more like Kentucky. Sorry, I've got my mic in the way and I'm trying to read all. I guess I could look over here. All right, let's get into some of these questions. Okay. Good evening, peace on earth, on Mother Earth. Is America going to Israel? This is interesting. So this is, I know it's not like super political. It's more like just, world events, which I normally don't do. But let me just kind of feel into that energy. So I get a no, and what you mean by going to Israel, as far as sending troops or whatever the case is, I get a no, but I also get there's going to be. It just feels like they're showing me, and I don't know a lot about it. I have a lot of ignorance to this. Of course, I know what's going on a basic level here, but as far as like the politics of it and all that, no. But I do feel like there's a bit of a what's the words I'm looking for? They always elude me, my words. Kind of a cause and effect that's going to happen. So, like I said earlier, like the domino. So, buckle up is what I'm saying. Is kind of what I'm getting. There's going to be some other things. I think there's going to be some other regions that come into play here, and I don't think this is something that's short-lived, unfortunately. All right, Myra. Myra, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you? Oh, and I can see you. Beautiful.
Yay.
How's it going, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Always excellent. All right.
Amazing.
I've read for you before, right? You look familiar as well.
Yeah, we were supposed to have a reading, and it didn't happen. So I was waiting for the right time, and then you popped up on my in my YouTube. So
Oh, here we
I
are.
decided
All
to
right. Well,
join.
I love it. The timing is perfect. How can I help you?
Yes, so I'm embarking this new journey of channeling, and I haven't been activated, but I know that there is something there. Like I have so many signs, and they're like right in front of me, and so I'm
Mhm.
starting to listen. Um, I My mom told me that I come. I don't know if this is the right thing, but to say, but she's like, yeah, you come from like family that has like they are known to be crazy, but that was back in the 40s and 50s. So when you like talk like with spirits, I'm sure they were considered crazy or something like that. But
Hmm.
my grandma died. I believe she died at 15, or my great aunt died at 15, but no one knows the reason why. And I believe that's because she was really gifted. And so I wanted to see if she's out there, and if she is and you know how to, like, we don't know how she died, or like they don't want to tell me how she died. So I was wondering if maybe I can find out if she has a message for me. And I guess it doesn't really matter how she died. I just like, does she have a message for me?
Yeah. Okay. As you're talking, I do have a grandmother on mom's side coming through. And I feel like when you're talking about like channeling and you kind of allow yourself to go into some of these more spiritual um, areas, I
Yeah.
do feel like she's showing me that she is a guide for you. And I feel like this is an energy that you either can channel or you have channeled before. Um, is kind of what I'm getting. So you're quite connected to your grandmother, your maternal grandmother.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can tap into the aunt energy. So would this be her daughter,
it would be her sister.
her sister?
Yeah. And
You were two other sisters for her?
so the one that unfortunately passed away was from my father's side, my paternal.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just like
It's okay.
they're so, you know,
Do you know, well,
long
I'm still
ago.
with grandmother on maternal side.
Yeah.
Are you aware of her having two sisters? Do you know? So it'd be like two great aunts is what it would be.
Right, from my maternal. Yeah. So I know she had one. I think she was a twin. Yeah. I believe she was a twin.
Okay.
And
So I'm just
one
hearing
of
two
them
sisters.
passed
So she
away.
could be got it. So
Yeah.
she wants you to know that she's joined with them. They're together. I have to tell you with this next message, this is not from me, and I'm not a doctor. But she's talking about medicine, and I think this is for you. Have you recently started a new treatment or medicine to help you with anything?
Yeah, I started for ADHD.
Okay. It's just I always want to be careful with this because I'm not the doctor. Always
Yeah.
consult with your professionals, but what I'm hearing is just be really like kind of careful and aware with it. So if you're not feeling right or if it doesn't feel like it's for you, there might, of course, work with your professionals to adjust it. But she's
Yeah.
just kind of giving me like a heads up about the new medication. There
And
might
I
be
think
some kind of
they're
adjustment or working with it, and just to be careful. Okay.
yeah. I
You
have been
understand that?
feeling like I don't take it every day because it doesn't make me feel good, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to my doctor and see
Yeah, and that could
what
be
other options.
a challenge too if you're not taking it as it's subscribed. So
Right, right,
prescribed rather is what
right,
I mean to say. So
right.
she's just highlighting that. So I'll leave that with you. I just want to be real careful with that. But sounds like
Thank
you're
you.
kind of already on and aware of it. All right, let me see if we can go to paternal side. So I want to thank your grandmother for coming through with that message. Let me see real quick. It's 24. Do you guys have no idea what happened to her?
They don't really know. They say that she went crazy. They say it was like tuberculosis. I don't know. It's really they don't really talk about her because of the fact that she was not okay.
Yeah. She's given me a bit of like
Yeah.
a tormented kind of end of her time. So, not to, because I know that's hard to understand for people, like that they had a tough go of it at the end.
Yeah.
But she's given me a bit of like being tormented.
I can feel it too because her brother was tormented. He actually went a little bit. They say that he was insane, but he actually had a lot of truth in what he was saying. But he decided to like leave his home, everything, and just become a vagabond. And he was very tormented. He would talk to himself and or maybe not himself, maybe to spirits, and he wasn't able to control it, I think. So I have a feeling that it might have happened to her too. Is that
Yeah.
what you feel? Yeah.
So what she's showing me is, her final, I want to say like almost like 2 years. There was just like this inner turmoil, torment. And I also feel like as far as the people that were surrounding her, not that they were bad, but I feel like they couldn't quite either figure it out or deal with it that well. So it was just this really bad catch-22 where she was in a bad place. And then with her environment, she really didn't get the help. It was just confusing for a lot of people is kind of what I'm getting. So her torment also tormented, of course, not on purpose, but
her brother,
her people around her. So it was just difficult. So I almost feel like just know that she's in a much better place now. Because she's almost like she got the release, and then also people that were kind of dealing with her also got to relax a little bit as well because they weren't, kind of feeling her pain that she was going through. She does. Was she a middle child? She's bringing me to the middle. Do you know if she had?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, because she's giving me bookends. So she's giving me like she had an older and a younger sibling as well. So she's recognizing that she's the middle child. She keeps telling me about the number 24. I don't know what this means. It could be the 24th of a month, but I almost feel like it connects to you. Do you have a 24th day?
No.
Okay. Do you know how old she was when she passed?
They say she was a teenager. I would believe 15.
I'm going to leave the 24 with you. I was just going to like let it go, but she keeps bringing it up. So there's a 2-4, but I actually feel like it's more connected with you. So she's acknowledging a day or a frame of time for you. Okay. So I don't know if this is when you were 24 or so I'll leave that with you, but I feel like you're going to think about it and recognize something. She gives me the monarch. She's showing me the monarch butterfly, which is the orange and black one. So that's her symbol. Okay. She's showing it to me very large. So I don't know if there is a tapestry or anyway, I almost feel like you're going to see this like as a large, like mural or something. We were talking about signs earlier. Just know that she's going to be showing you. It's like almost like now you're not going to stop seeing the monarch butterfly.
Yeah.
and not just the bug flying around. I feel like you're going to see it in different ways.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
She comes through with a lot of strength. So I feel like what she dealt with here, and then also just her spirit and her soul is very strong. So that is with you. You carry that with you. All right. What was her name?
Benita.
Benita. Do you also know a hold on. I feel like I want to say, and she's given me like a shared experience with this person. It's another female. It's like we shared something. We shared part of her life. This person is in spirit. The name is like Dolores, or I feel like I want to say Dolores or Lauren. There's that kind of sound, but I feel like I want to say Dolores. Yeah, it's a name.
That sounds familiar.
Because I was like, is it Dolores? Because I know she speaks Spanish, right?
Yeah.
She's a Spanish speaker.
Yeah.
No, it's a name.
Yeah.
So look in. I feel like this was either like a close friend. Was there a church involvement as well? Strong church and like religious involvement?
Yeah, there was talk of being a Rosicrucian. So it's like a secret order. Not secret, I mean, it is out now, but it's an order.
Interesting.
So I don't know if.
Okay, this Dolores is a connection with whatever religious or like some kind of, could be like a religious school or whatever it is, but I feel like it was a very strong friendship. And she's talking about going through something or sharing an experience with this person. They are now connected on the other side, is what she says. All right. So it might be something to kind of ask around and do your little investigative work. I always give homework. It's great.
I love it.
But she's with you.
That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. And just be careful with that medication. Okay. Work with your doctor.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Myra. Have a good night.
Bye. Thank you. You too. Bye.
Thank you. All right. Beautiful. Love these beautiful readings. I love it. Let's go. Myra. The path I'm on and the career I'm trying to create. How will it go? Will there be great success with it? Yeah, they've got you. So there's a yes. Be patient. We've got a 2 to 3 years. So this is going to be I feel like I want to say like a 30-month. So we got like right between 2 and 3 years before you like kind of fall into place here. So I think there's going to be a little bit of an ebbs and flows. Would you understand this to be a new or switched career is kind of what they give me. It's almost like, it feels to me like it was a quick switch or something. Maybe it wasn't like a total switch, but it feels like we just kind of like quickly transitioned to something else recently. And I feel like it's going to take you a little bit to find your place with it. And there's going to be some evolution to it. But the short answer is yes. If you can just be patient with it. So I never tell people what to do, but what they're advising or what they're kind of showing me is, I have no idea what you do, but it's almost like, I don't think you'll be as well served. You get to decide this, but being involved like in a big corporation, big company, corporate setting, large hospital, whatever it is, I think you'll be better served in something that's a little bit more smaller, condensed, personable kind of team environment. So if you can surround yourself in that or find those opportunities, that's kind of where they're showing me they're going to be guiding you. And I actually think also, are you working with children, or is there some kind of like adjacent connection to working with children or helping youth, or like working with a younger demographic is what I'm getting? Because I'm also seeing you pushed in that direction as well. So I'll just let you keep that in mind. You'll be fine. Be patient with it. Like I say, it's about between 2 to 3 years, and I think you'll find yourself in a position where you're either like managing or kind of in control of what your path is. All right. Good luck with everything. And for everybody listening, if I do jump into your question and give you a reading, any feedback is always appreciated, so we can just kind of understand the context of what's coming through. All right, we will bring. Let me get it. All right, I'm going to bring on Audrey. Let me get it. Hey there, Audrey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for asking. All right, how can I help you tonight?
Well, my mother had died a few months ago, and I was just wondering if she had a message for me. Her name was Gloria.
Let me see if I can tune in. All right. I do have a female stepping forward. I think I'm on mom's side of the family. Do you understand? Was there an infection that was happening with mom at the end?
I am not really sure. I wasn't around her when it happened. She was right around 90 and only wanted to see my brother.
She's talking about an infection that happened, and I feel like she's acknowledging someone that was trying to get her. Was she in a facility? Because I almost feel like what she's showing me is getting her to another place to get some help, or to get like a second opinion, or to get some kind of assistant. And keep in mind, this might not be mom that we're talking to, but I do have a female coming through talking about like having an infection, and I do believe this is something that would have kind of caused partially caused her passing, or led to those events. And then also highlighting somebody that helped her, or was trying to help her get her to like another facility, or get her to a second opinion, or change where she was, is kind of what she's giving me.
Well, if it's my mother, it could be she was in her own house for up into about 3 months before she passed away. And I actually don't have all the information of what happened. They said she had a little dementia. But I'm sure she was trying to get back home.
Yeah. The reason she's highlighting this person, and it could be a brother, I'm not sure, but I almost feel like it's a message for them. She wants to say thank you. The reason she's highlighting, because I almost feel like it was like against her will, or there was concerns about this isn't what she wanted, but it was like, we need to do this. So it could be taking her out of the home to get her into some kind of situation where she was being cared for a little bit better. She wants to highlight that person, that I feel like it wasn't her decision. It was somebody else that was helping her, is what she's showing me. So it comes forward as a thank you. Okay. Even though she may, I feel like what she's showing me is she may not have said thank you when she was here. She may not have been able to, understand what was going on. Do you know if she had a sister that passed of cancer?
No, her brother did.
Okay. Does she have a sister in spirit?
Well,
I have to acknowledge a sister with cancer, or that passed of
so
cancer.
it was I'm not sure what she died of, but actually my aunt that was married to her brother just died a few months or a couple months ago, just after her. And they were friends.
Okay.
Um,
Do you
I'm
know if
her
she had cancer or at any time in her life had cancer or was diagnosed?
um well, my uncle had a long time, her husband had a long time issue with cancer, but I don't think she had it, but they're not sure. She wasn't expected to pass away when she did.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is cancer and sister. So I'll leave that with you. And the sister
Okay.
that she's acknowledging, and this can be a sister-in-law if she felt very close to her,
Yeah,
is
they were
with her.
like sisters.
In spirit is what she wants to acknowledge. This person is in spirit, and there's a cancer connection. So if you're able to connect that with her husband having
Yes.
cancer, that could be what she's showing me. But I have to acknowledge her as well. So know that they're together in spirit. Do you know the April connection? I feel like she's showing me a celebration in April. This isn't her passing that we're talking about. I know you said she passed like 3 months ago. She wants to acknowledge it
Yeah.
in April. Do you celebrate something in April?
Well, her birthday is April 1st.
Okay. So she's acknowledging the April celebration, which is usually birthdays. So
Mhm.
she's telling me this is her way of saying, I know you'll be celebrating me or acknowledging me in April. So she wants to highlight that. She wants you to know that she understands that she could have protected you better when she was here. So
Mhm.
she's coming forward with, this is her apology of saying, I tried the best I could with what I knew, but she does
Mhm.
acknowledge that there are some specific situations where she could have and should have protected you better. So she wants to acknowledge some of the things you went through in those situations, and this is
Mhm.
like an apology, and just know that she's aware. Of kind of some of her shortcomings in that way. But she's saying I was the best mother I could be with, kind of how she was raised and her conditioning, all that, all the stuff. Do
Right.
you understand that? Do you understand that message?
Yeah. I appreciate hearing it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
She's telling me like with the information she had, she should have, so she's taking responsibility is what she's giving me. Do you have a brother that's not so kind?
Yep. A half brother.
Okay. She's hoping that this relationship can be kind of put back on the same page, but she understands that she's highlighting him being not so kind is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you have to deal with him. It's like you have to have tough, thick skin is kind of what she's showing me. So she understands, when you do try to connect with him, what you have to go through.
Mhm.
He's like,
Mhm.
I wish it could work, but she understands that dynamic as well. But it's almost like she's hoping for a resolution. I feel like he's tormented as well. Is kind of what I'm being shown. Do you understand that?
Yes. She could be tough. So I have like a full brother with her, and then my dad had another child after they divorced when I was in college. And the half brother is kind of a knothead, but actually my full brother can be difficult. You have
Mhm.
to just be careful when you talk to him. Loses his temper easily. And
Yeah.
he's been like really affected by, you know, he was definitely the favorite child, and he was really affected by her, you know,
Yeah.
leaving.
She's highlighting him and in a way of for one, she wants you to protect yourself from those situations. She understands that he is affected and he can be not so kind.
Mhm.
So it's just like she's kind of protecting and wants you to just continue to protect yourself from, any conversations or situations you have with him. But she's also hoping that you guys can kind of get closer again, is what she's
Yep.
showing me. So
I've
this
been
is the
trying. I keep it in mind. Like I've been reaching out and trying and being careful. And
She's she's tapping something. Have you heard any since her passing? Have you heard any like weird noises in your home? I feel like she's tapping.
Is there any other clue to that?
I feel like you know how like if you're in an old, and I don't know if your house is old, but like if you're in an old house and you turn on like the water and you hear like the pipes like tapping,
Mm-hmm.
the water's it's almost like that's what I'm hearing is what she's like, and I don't know that she's specifically showing me the pipes, but it's that type of noise.
Okay.
So if you hear any, and I feel like specifically like in the evening hours, if you hear
Okay.
anything, like she's saying, that's me. I'm tapping. I'm knocking. It's
Okay.
just her way of
All
saying
right.
hello. Okay, so watch out for that.
I'll pay attention.
Yeah, it's not a banging. It's a polite tap, and it feels like it's multiple tap 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 tap. All right. Any other questions?
There was some family disagreements about a ring that was my grandmother's, and I don't know if it's okay if she doesn't have anything to say about it because it's a material thing, but
Without telling me what's happened to it, do you know what has happened to it?
yeah, I think my brother didn't want help cleaning out her house, and so he has everything. I mean, he
Okay.
knows where it's at. It's not lost or anything like that. And my uncle, before he passed away, he told me what the instructions were, but it's almost not worth starting an argument about, you know what I mean? And it's just like I just wondered if she had any intentions. She didn't leave any instructions or anything like that.
I'll give you the word that
Her
I'm hearing, and it might be something that's being talked about with somebody or some I'm not sure, but I'm hearing the word like auction. So I don't know if some of her stuff was like in an estate sale or auction type of thing, but I'm almost hearing like there might be something come up with some type of auction or estate sale or things being kind of sold.
Yeah, I'm not sure because she gave my brother her home. And so I'm not sure if there would be enough there.
So I'm going to leave that with
But
you.
I'll keep the word in mind.
Yeah, and it may not be like a literal auction, but there's something like where things are being sold and there's like a legal kind of, it could be an estate sale or it could be a, when trusts are dissolved or something. There's something that's got like a legal aspect to it, or an organizational aspect to it. It doesn't feel like just like
Right.
I'm selling it on Craigslist or something. I feel like there's some kind of organizational aspect where she's showing things will either be sold or there might be a conversation that comes up about should we do this? Okay. I
Okay.
feel like as much as your brother is like torn up over this, I feel like the material things are kind of problematic for him for some reason. I'm not saying there's not a sentimental attachment, but it's almost like they cause more of there's something going on there that
Uh,
I'll
yep.
just like I'll leave you with that.
I think you're right about that.
This is what she's telling me. This is what she's showing me.
Yeah.
It's like the material things are problematic for him. I don't know why, but it's like I don't know if it causes more of a stir in him, if it's too hard for him. I don't know, but she's showing me that there might be some kind of like where he needs to purge it. So you might have an opportunity to get the ring or get the ring where you think it should go.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Because I was thinking about I needed to talk to him a little bit about what was going on. I know that it caused him he did not like being around her things. Because
Yeah.
I said, well, why don't you just live in the house? And he said, I need to sell it. I can't be here.
It's like it haunts him. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So don't be surprised if he's like, I'm having an attorney, like sell it, whatever, or, probate. I don't know what the case is, but there's something like that where it feels a little bit like there's some kind of legal connection to how things are being sold or purged or whatever. Good luck with everything.
Yep.
So
Thank you
I think
very
you'll have
much.
to
I
be,
appreciate it.
you're welcome. I think you'll have to
Pardon?
be sensitive with him. Continue to be sensitive with,
Yeah.
because he's haunted by
Yeah.
this stuff.
You've really like made a difference in how I'm thinking about this. So, thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
Well, thanks to mom. She's with you, my dear.
I'm glad she couldn't always be here while she was on Earth. I'm glad she's, doing it
Yeah,
now. It's better late than never.
of course. Yeah. All right, my dear. Thank you, Audrey.
Yep. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
good night. All right. It's scrolling up. Thank you all for being here. 50 of you. Awesome. If you could hit the like button, I would be very appreciative. So we're going to work with kids and teens. Cool. Yeah, I think you're on the right path, Maya. Good stuff. All right, dog life. What a cute baby. Our family cat came up missing 3 weeks ago. Did she pass over the Rainbow Bridge? Should I stop searching? Do not stop searching for her. I got to tell you this. I don't think she's passed. Actually get quite a bit of an activity with her. On Earth activity. I think you're going to see her again. So I'll just leave you with that. Don't give up the search. I think you're going to see her again, is what I'm getting. I do feel like I'm getting like a bit of a either like a malnourishment or needing some kind of like health help. So I do think when you are reconnected with her, you might have to kind of look into getting her back to a better health. And I almost feel like that maybe was a motivator for why she left. I just feel like there's something going on where she's not quite feeling as healthy or as vibrant as she used to. Okay. But yeah, let me know how that goes, but keep searching for her. All right, Kathy Reagan's spirit guides have any message for me? My birthday in 2 weeks. Is this a hold on. Is this a milestone? They want to recognize a milestone, and whether this is like your years here on Earth or you completing something for an extended period of time. Your guides are highlighting some kind of milestone, and I'm hearing applause. So this is their way of cheering you for that milestone as well. Hi, Lisa Niedermeyer. Thank you for being here. Hi, Terrell Your Way. Thank you for being here. Sharon Sipe, thank you for putting the workshops and what are they called? The courses. Okay. I'll leave you with this, Kathy. So what they're bringing me to now is they're bringing me to your finances. And I feel like they're showing me that your finances feel very protected. So whether it's something you're doing here in the physical with how you protect your finances, whether it's a lot or little, it doesn't matter. They're showing me protection. So I feel like you on a human level are protecting your finances very well. And then also there's like kind of a spiritual protection as well around your finances. And I actually feel like there's a good opportunity for them to kind of grow. It doesn't feel like it's like a windfall, but it does feel like there's a nice ability for you to grow finances or grow investments. So if you have opportunities or there's something that you're thinking about putting financial resources into, and it doesn't have to be like stocks and bonds or whatever it looks like. When you're putting resources into it, you're kind of in this cycle. Your guides, energies around you are saying, it's a good time. It's a good time to invest. It's a good time to put your resources in, and you will see a nice, slow growth, a nice, healthy growth financially. So you're in a good spot. So if you're thinking about or you're currently in that kind of process, continue to lean into it, and just know that you're protected in that way. You're in a good spot there. All right. It feels to me like they're showing me you completing something or you like hitting a mark. And I don't think it's the age. So I don't think you're like at a 30, 40, 50, that kind of thing. I think it's like, it's like being without something for a while. So, and I'm not saying it's this. So it's like, you know how like people that deal with like substance abuse and they go to AA and then they get like their 20, 30-year chip. So it's like you've been without something. And I'm not saying it's that. That's just an example. But you know, maybe it's the 30-year mark of a really horrible relationship that you took yourself out of or something. But there's something where they're showing me a milestone of something you have ended or done without for an extended period of time. So I'll leave that with you, Kathy. Thank you for the question. Yeah, it could be that. So I'm not sure with your husband when he passed, if it's like been 10, 20, 30 years. This is interesting. All right. Gloria, what a wonderful picture. All right. Gloria, what are my husband's spirit? Okay, a couple things coming through here. So I do feel like there's some like health things going on. And so I'm not sure if he's either, because I feel like I'm holding back. So I'm not sure if he's holding back what's going on with him or what he's feeling health-wise, but it's almost like continue to be vigilant with finding out what's going on or making sure that he's in really like good, strong health or taking care of something that maybe he's put off. So there is kind of some protections going towards health, overall health and wellness. Also, I'm getting some like reconnection energy. So do you know if he has like, I'm getting vibes of like long lost child or, you know, like a child that you maybe didn't raise or didn't know until later in life, or were kind of blocked from seeing, or there was some kind of disconnection. I'm getting almost like a reconnection, like there might be an opportunity or a desire for him to reconnect or for that child or person to reach back out or want to connect. So there's real opportunity. Of course, he should always do what feels right to him, but they're bringing him closer to another, and I feel like it's a male child or a younger male. So do you know if he had like a child that he wasn't aware of until later, or that he was kept? Let's see, previous marriage, ex-wife shut him out. Okay, but there's a child. Well, they're not a child anymore, like offspring is what I want to say. So yeah, watch out for that. It feels to me like it could be a good thing. So if he's comfortable with it, it might be something that needs to happen. But also push him to go to the doctor if he's kind of being stubborn about that. All right, thank you, my dear. All right, let's do a few more. All right, Phyllis, thank you for being here. May I please have a message from my guides? All right. Okay, okay. So I'll just say it. You're not going to be alone. If there's any worries about like being lonely or being alone, they want you to know you're not meant to be alone. You deserve love. You deserve the right type of love. You deserve the right type. And when I say love, like it feels to me like more of like a romantic or somebody that cares about you on that higher level. So just know that this is something you are deserving of, whether it's, I mean, I don't know if you're currently married or what the case is, but it's almost like they just tell me there might be some questioning about that. So you do deserve love. You will have that person or those people come into your life. And if they're already there and they're just not doing it properly, I feel like the universe is in the process of changing this. So be patient with it. And I feel like they're bringing somebody to you. Let me know if you can understand that message. But just know the unit there, because they're just bringing love to you, and a lot of like caring, compassionate people, and the right people. How's everybody doing? You guys doing good? Well, 57 of you in here. That's pretty cool. So into this. All right, Brenda D, what messages do I have for October or November? Okay. Okay. October is really highlighted now. I know we're halfway through October, but they're really highlighting, this is like financial night. They're highlighting money as well. It's almost like they're showing me that October might have gotten off to like a weird start with money. So I'm not sure if like a bill popped up or if there was some kind of, maybe some spending that got out of control, but it's almost like I feel like October, the rest of this month is going to be kind of getting things tweaked back to where we're comfortable with the energy around money. So the more you can focus on that and just kind of get that, it's like it got a little squirrely. So getting that worked out. I feel like November is going to be, there's some ebbs and flows in November. It feels like it could be a little challenging in some different ways. There's going to be some external, be patient in November. I feel like there's some external energies. There's a female that's close to you. Doesn't feel like a family member that is going through something. And I feel like they're either going to put a lot on you or just by them kind of being in your orbit, it's going to feel like a lot's going on. So just be patient with that person and be patient with how you interact with their energy and just be aware of it and protect yourself however you feel you need to. It doesn't feel like they're bad or they're doing anything bad. I just feel like that they've got a lot going on. It's somebody close to you. It feels to me like a friend or a coworker or something like that. It does not feel like doesn't feel like a sister or a mother. So, but I actually feel like you'll get your money situation, kind of your money energy kind of worked out here in October. And then I think you're going to finish the year strong as well, because December feels like really, really good. So you are being guided, my dear. Just watch out for some of these folks with some of their, it's almost like you'll be really sensitive to like some outside drama that you don't really need to get pulled into. All right. I don't know. How about your mother's ring? What was that? Look for a resolution with this in December. Okay, this is part of why December, I think, is going to kind of end the year in a positive note. So I'm not sure what's going on with the mother's ring. It feels to me like we're either unsure where it is, unsure. But it doesn't feel stolen. It feels like it's still in your orbit. Feel free to add context to this, but I just want you to know what I'm showing is like some kind of resolution or understanding about the ring happening in December. So I think it will get better. Crystal Magic, if you have questions about somebody that passed, if you could come on the live stream, I'd be happy to connect. All right. You're welcome, Deb. Let's do this. Car is sick, broke his joke. Should I use cash to repair it or buy? Okay, what they're showing me, this is weird. So there's a timing thing that's happening that's going to be kind of, I think, threading a needle, because it's like, I don't know that they're showing me that putting the money into the car isn't like, I think it'll be fine if you do it, but it's almost like that's not the best investment or best way to put that cash resource, because I don't think you're going to get out of it what you need as far as the car. It's like, yeah, it's going to repair it, but it doesn't quite feel like you get the most out of it, because it's just going to, something else is going to come up, or there's going to be another problem down the road where it just doesn't make sense. But also they're showing me like to wait on buying the car. So I think you're going to be in this weird situation where you kind of need to be floated a bit with the car situation. So if there's like a minimal repair you can do to kind of get you by, I feel like the car is going to come in about 6 to 8 months as far as the new car. So it's almost like next May. It's about 6 months. So if you can wait that long, but also not put all your cash resources into the current car, is kind of what they're showing me. It's like there's just a time thing going on. So if you can make that work, that's almost like the optimal situation is what they're showing me. Yeah, I do feel like there will be more repairs needed. Wait, what happened? That's why they're showing me like, yeah, it'll be fine if you put the cash into it, it'll get it done, but it's not quite worth it in the end. It's not gonna be the best way. Hey, Janet. Coherent Heart. What a cool name. And you got all the stats in there. Wonderful. Will I be at my current job next January? No. No. This is going to be, I feel like you're already looking. You've already got your eyes on something else. And actually something else, you're in a situation where you're getting like, I get this a lot as a marketer, like people like headhunters, or people will reach out to me with jobs, or they've seen my resume on somewhere where I put like a resume up years ago. but it's almost like they're showing me you got your eye on something else, and then someone else has their eye on you. So I think you're getting noticed as well. So it's almost a situation where you might have your resume out there or posted somewhere, or somebody knows that you're kind of perhaps in that energy of looking for another job. So you might get some people reaching out to you, or perhaps friends and family saying, this is available. It just feels to me like there's other options out there. I also feel like your current job is going through some situations. I'm not going to say it's toxic, but it feels to me like it's a tough environment to be in. And there's some organizational things going on with it that are going to make it a no-brainer decision, or even maybe push you to be somewhere else. Okay. So the answer is no, I don't believe you will. There's more energy against you being there than for you being there in January. How do you do that? Crystal Magic, there is a link. Here, I'll put it in again. You would just no. Bear with me. Oh. Yeah, ignore the V, but yeah, let me do that again. So there's the link. If you want to try to come onto the live for a mediumship reading, then you would just click that link. Pretty tired. Hi, Leslie. So we can do one or two more questions. Any insight on when I will be making more new friends, love interests in this new city? Get to travel more. Sylvie P., are you in the northern part of the United States or in Canada? No, everybody wants to come on the live. Yeah, I do think it actually feels wherever you're at, Sylvie P., it feels to me like this new area for you is a good vibe for you. It's just a matter of kind of getting yourself out there. I do feel like what they're showing me is you kind of reserving yourself a little bit. And that's understandable to kind of get your, self acclimated. But I do think the more social, it's like they're showing me like social environments. I'm not sure if you're a person that ever goes to like bars or bar restaurants, but I feel like there's like some kind of environment like that. Could be a restaurant, whatever it is, where you'll make some friends. I don't think it's a situation where you're going to make friends on like Meetup, or I mean you could, but it doesn't feel to me like it's a digital kind of situation. The love interest, they're pushing this back. So I feel like late next year there's opportunity for love interest. It's just like you got some other things going on right now, but I think the friends come first. All right. Feels exciting. Where are you at? Tell me where you're at. You're in LA. Oh, you can be my friend. I'm in LA. It is, yeah, that's probably why it feels exciting. LA is exciting, but it can be daunting. Anyway, hit me up. Not for love interest. That's not going to work, but as a friend. All right. You made it.
Yes, I figured it out.
Hey, is your name Crystal?
My name's Terry,
Hi, Terry.
actually. Hi.
All right. How can I help you tonight?
My best friend of like 35 years passed away before my birthday in February this year, and I hadn't been in contact. I hadn't been in contact. Oh, okay.
So you want to connect with your best friend that passed in February?
Yes, I'm gutted. I'm so heartbroken.
Okay. She's also bringing me to the head. Would you understand why she's bringing me to her head as being a problem or a situation that would have contributed to her passing or been something that she dealt with?
I'm not sure. She was in the hospital for intestinal problems, and she was getting ready to be released. And her daughters tell me that apparently she went into cardiac arrest, and no one knows what happened.
Okay. I feel like somebody's I'll just leave this with you. I feel like somebody's pressing on my eye. So the left side of my face is like being affected right now. So when spirit does this, is they're telling me they would have felt some kind of pain, or there would have been some kind of situation that would have happened. It doesn't feel like it's a cognitive thing. It feels to me more like it's some kind of, I don't know if this could be like an embolism or
Mhm.
aneurysm. I'm not sure. But she is definitely giving me pain on like some pretty serious pain or
Oh, wow.
issues on the left side. Okay. So I'll just leave that with you as well. She does show me that before her passing, she's given me that you were quite worried about her, is what she's telling me. And there might be, would you understand having some guilt? It's almost like you were worried about her, but you feel like you could have done more, or you could have reached out and connected to her. And it's like that opportunity wasn't given to you. Do you understand that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That's true.
Yes. She's telling me that. Yes, yes, yes. She understands completely, but it's almost like you thought it was going to be okay. Like you were worried about her, but you thought you had more time. And
Yeah.
she said she understands that was robbed from you. That time was robbed from you. So she understands that you might be like holding that in. And she's saying she knows the love and the worry that you had for her. And so just the fact that you didn't get that extra phone call, you weren't able, was there some distance as well? Some physical distance where you had to like get to her?
Yes, she was in Florida,
Got
and I was in Virginia and North Carolina. Yeah.
it. Okay. Makes sense. Do you and her have a shared date or a shared experience is what she's giving me? It's almost like you share a date or like
We shared a lot.
here's what I'm
So
being
many.
shown. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like, I'm not saying it, as I always say, I'm not saying it's this, but as an example, it's like, like two best friends or something, like date brothers, or it's like we shared something that's either like a date or some kind of experience. Do you understand that connects you?
Okay. I don't know. Back when that would have happened, it was so long ago. I have to
What
really
I'm
think
saying is
about
that
that.
there's something like that where there's something kind of interesting where she's showing you guys are bonded. Like there's something interesting that you shared. So I'll let you think about that. But she's bringing me to like a
Okay.
shared date or a shared experience that is like a bonding between you that not
Mhm.
everybody to share. I know you said she has a daughter. She brought me to May and specifically Mother's Day.
Mhm.
So would you understand? Okay. Did you get to? There's something that happened this month. I know you said she passed in February, right?
Yeah.
She's acknowledging a celebration for her or some kind of acknowledgement of her that happened in May. And I feel like we're talking about Mother's Day. Do you understand this? She wants to say thank you
Yes.
for. I feel like it was kind of a
I
big
think
deal.
I believe her family did something, for her around that time.
Okay. She wants to acknowledge the celebration or the acknowledgement that happened in May.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I'll
I think
let them know.
the daughter is connected to this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. She wants you to know you're going to be fine. And are you, and let me know if you don't want to get too personal, are you in a relationship right now that is challenging?
Family.
Okay. Because she's given me like a challenging relationship, and she wants you to know that, and I feel like this is something that she would have really been here for you. It was kind of her
She
thing,
would.
right? So just know that she's still working with you on that. And she says you're going to get through it. You'll be fine.
She would be here getting
Yeah.
my butt out of the situation. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is so
She's
spot on.
giving you that same, just know she's still your girl. She's on the other side.
Thank you.
She's still with you. She's like those tough relationship. It feels to me like it's pretty yucky.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. She wants you to know you'll be fine. I got you. She's still got you.
Thank you.
Right? Two boys. Does her daughter have two boys?
She has two daughters. Her one daughter has a boy and a girl, twins, and
Okay.
an older daughter.
The twins makes a lot of sense, but I feel like there's another boy coming.
Oh, could be.
Yeah, I feel like there's another because she's showing me two boys, but the twins makes a lot of sense too. But I think there's two messages here. I think she's definitely showing me there's another boy coming.
Oh wow.
All right, so watch out for that. But she wants a lot of love for her daughters.
They were her world.
Yeah.
She was the glue that held and holds her family together. And she was a wonderful mother, a wonderful friend, the type of person who's always there for you.
Yeah.
And
So
I always felt like I wasn't there enough for her in return.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she knows you feel that way, but she's saying we're good. You were there. She loved your relationship, and there's a lot of energy with her daughter, so she's still
oh my goodness.
very, very intense with her children, and watch out for that there's another boy coming.
That's so cool. That's really cool to hear. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're all sending you healing. We're all sending you love.
Thank you so much. Bless you.
Good night.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good night.
All right. Stopher's been spot on with his readings. I'm not surprised. Oh, thank you. Hey, Ness. How are you? All right. I think I'm going to call it a night. Hour and a half. What should I eat? It's like it's a little colder here in LA. I'm feeling like soup weather or like chili kind of thing. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I'm going to get off here until next Thursday. What was I going to say? Oh, so I've got the workshops. If any of you are, considering taking your intuition, you want to develop, just look into things or take it to the next level. I've got 2 workshops coming up. These are just 1-day, 3-hour workshops. One is on November 1st. That one, I believe, is called Expanding Your Evidence or Improving Your Evidence. So that one's going to be all about kind of when you're giving readings or when you're connecting with spirit, you're connecting with people for psychic readings to go deeper or to get more specific evidence or to get things that people are really going to need to take with them. So that's a 3 hours. It's going to be on a Wednesday night, November 1st from, I think it's 4 to 7. It's all on my website, stophercavins.com, education tab. And then we've got another workshop on the 15th. So it's also a Wednesday, same time, 4 to 7. And that one's making the connection. So that's going to be a little bit more for beginners, people that are, just kind of testing things out, want to learn how to develop that relationship with spirit, or just get, kind of dip their toes into the water. So that is on the 15th. And then starting in January, I've got 2 4-week courses that will be starting as well. One's like a beginner, and then one's an intermediate advanced. So sign up. Spaces are limited. It's not going to be a Zoom room with 20 people. We're going to keep it kind of intimate. I'd like to have like about 10 people in each one. French onion soup sounds good. Clam chowder, yes. All good. All right. But by the time I get to Whole Foods, it's usually late, and then I've got like the leftover soup, or it's like the burnt on the bottom. So I don't know. I'll figure something out. Thank you, everyone. Hit the like button on the way out. If you have not subscribed, please do that. Thank you, Luna. 1111. Shika, hello. Good night, everyone. Love, much love. Till next week.